Thank you for joining Effortless Attraction. My name is Evelyn McAleer. I'm the author of A Life You Want, Effortless, and The Woman's Journey. I'm a life coach, business mentor, and inspirational speaker. And my greatest value is making a difference in people's lives. So I hope through these podcasts, I can make a difference to your life. Well, thank you for joining us on another podcast, Effortless Attraction. And today I am joined by the wonderful Denise Mackenzie, who is a weight loss mentor. Denise, you are most welcome to the show today.
Evelyn, thank you so much for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Denise, it's a big thing for a lot of females, and I'm sure quite a lot of males. The idea of losing weight. We're always a lot of people living their life by a set of scales. A lot of people believing when they reach a certain weight that life will change and things will get better. But Denise, I want to we'll start with yourself here. Whenever you felt that you were carrying extra weight in yourself, how were you feeling at that time?
Oh, I was at an all-time low at that stage, Evelyn. You just get to the stage where you think, sure, what does it matter about me anymore? I am the shape I am. Why should I worry about what I eat and what I don't? I was using food at that stage like an addiction, really, and trying to find comfort in it. And it wasn't doing me any good.
I'm sure when you weren't feeling good, as you said, it was an addiction, just eating the food.
Yeah.
Was it a quick fix, that eating of it, to make you feel a certain way? And then after that,
do you know, it's not
more?
even that you feel better after it. You eat it and you think, I hardly even tasted that. Then you eat more. Say, like you open the packet of biscuits, you'll not stop at one or two. You maybe have half the packet eaten before you get any satisfaction out of them.
Yeah.
And then the guilt sets in.
And then it's a ripple effect, a knock-on effect.
Of course it is. And then you think, oh, I might as well finish the packet now. I've started, so I'll finish.
Yeah. And where does it, even health-wise, where does that, take you to yourself, physical-wise? And we'll get to the mental health part in a wee bit, but just your physical well-being.
Physically, then it makes you, I mean, if you have the sugar rush, you're going to get the tiredness afterwards. And I was going to bed exhausted at night time, going to bed in the afternoon exhausted, and maybe sleeping 2-3 hours each afternoon, as well as sleeping all night long. I had no energy to get up, no get up and go, as we would say in this part of the world. And it was just not a nice place to be. And then for those living in the house along with me, well, they were struggling to cope with my mood, there was depression there too, the anger, just so many things has a knock-on effect.
That's what I was just going to say, the ripple effect that our own energy brings to our own environment. And then with that knock-on effect, then again, more guilt, more anger, more food. And it just is, it just keeps spiraling and spiraling.
Yeah, it's a vicious circle.
So at what point or where did it have to come to in your life for you to say, I have to get help, or I have to do something here to change?
Well, it was when I met a friend, and she had lost a lot of weight, and she explained to me how she'd done it. And I thought, okay. But she gave me a hug and she said, just do it for yourself. And those words will never leave my head, because nobody else can lose the weight for us. We have to want to do it ourselves. And when you get that enthusiasm or that kick up the bum, as I got on that day, she was in a polite way telling me, gosh, Denise, you've put on a lot of weight. She didn't have to say the words. I was reading between the lines. I then decided, okay, enough's enough, and I'm going to change this.
And I was just thinking about your friend there, not alone the physical appearance, if you thought she was discreetly saying you put on weight, she probably could detect your mood or the form that you were in.
I think you can read that on a person's face too. And she was obviously reading it off mine, because my expression doesn't hide how I'm feeling. I'm not one of these people who can mask my feelings very well. It's written all over me that I'm unhappy. It's not a nice place to be.
People can be at different weights, different sizes, and they can be happy where they're at, or they can be unhappy where they're at. And that kind of leads me on, really, Denise. We talked about our physical health there, but mental well-being. Have you discovered through your journey that the mind has a whole lot to do with how we wanted to change ourselves?
Yeah, 100%, Evelyn, because like you say, I know a lot of big people who are happy people. When you look at a person's smile and you think that girl's happy in her own skin, I think that is the best feeling any female can have. And I know men like to lose weight too, but I'm speaking more from a female point of view. But us females tend to beat ourselves up an awful lot more about it. If you're wearing a certain size of clothes, you think, oh gosh, I couldn't tell anybody that. But what does it matter whether your shirt is a size 8 or an 18?
Mm-hmm.
It's only a 1 goes in front of that 8. Nobody needs to know what's written on the label on your clothes.
I have worked with ladies that have perhaps are a size 14 or 16 now, and they feel if I get back down to a size 10, I'll be happy. But then they remembered I once was a size 10 and I wasn't happy then
Yeah,
either.
were they happy at that stage in their life? It's one of those things too. You think when I get to my target weight, I'll be happy. You need to enjoy the journey. You need to
Mm.
feel happier in yourself as you go along.
Mm-hmm. So how do you feel then, Denise, releasing, suppressed emotions? That, there has to be emotions there because there's a connection between the body and that stored emotion, which ultimately is the action of the addiction, whatever our addiction is. And like we see addiction as alcohol, drugs,
Yeah, yeah,
food, but addiction's many, many things. It could be social media, it could
hmm,
be shopping. We're to
yeah.
fill a void. How important do you feel and has been on your journey to release any of those old thoughts you've had about yourself in order to achieve happiness?
Well, I most definitely have had to get rid of those old thoughts because I suddenly realized that I can do this for me. I am important and I matter as much as anyone else in this world. And when you let go of all that, what other people think, it's almost as if you're weighing lighter already.
Mm-hmm.
The weight's lifted off your shoulders, and it just works. It just clicks in your head.
Mm.
And then the mental clarity. Well, you don't have the brain fog, and you don't have the tiredness, and it all adds up.
And that's like when our thoughts is all changed too, then there's the different ripple effect, as you're saying, metaphorically, the weight is lifted from our shoulders, but
Yeah.
it must also result in different actions, what we think about ourselves. So then maybe we're more mindful of what we give to our body.
Yeah, when you're more mindful, you learn that your food is fuel for your body.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a punishment for your body. No, you make healthier choices. I've spoken with a few ladies this week and I've had this very discussion that when your mind's in a better place, you will treat yourself better.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a vicious circle. It takes a lot of work to keep you always on the positive side of things, but to try and see yourself as a positive.
Denise, you mentioned a key thing there, that food's not punishment. Do you believe that if we are in a self-loathing state, that we don't like ourselves, we don't even take time to appreciate ourselves,
Mm.
that we do punish ourselves with food?
Oh,
Or actually maybe we feel that we need a reward. I can reward myself. I
yeah.
done good, so therefore
Uh-huh.
I'll treat myself. So we're there punishing ourselves, or we deserve a treat when it comes
Uh-huh.
to food.
Yeah, it's always food related, isn't it? When you're on this journey of trying to care for yourself more, you suddenly realize that there's a lot more to life than food as well.
Mm-hmm.
You get outside in the countryside and you get out in the fresh air and you enjoy life, and it just opens up so many more opportunities. And another example is when you have that weight on, do you want to present yourself in the swimming pool in your swimsuit? Not really. But since losing weight, I have gained that back again. I used to swim years ago, and
Mm-hmm.
now I'm at that stage where I think, okay, this is for me, this is my good, and this is what I'm going to do.
So, along with if we choose, okay, I would like to lose weight, but what I gain from this: confidence,
Mm-hmm.
energy, the importance of bringing exercise or subtle movement, something back to restore the energy in ourselves. How do you feel your confidence is now?
I would say my confidence is way up there. It's definitely improved. I'm happy that my confidence is growing, and that I often say to my husband when we go out of a day, I wonder who we'll meet today that we know.
Mhm.
But 9 times out of 10, I might not know the person at all, but
Yes.
I'll know something about them by the time I get back. I love to chat to people, and that confidence is there. That just it's a nice thing to have.
Yeah, it's a natural warmness that you have, Denise, that
Thank you.
you love to take time to sit and listen to people, to chat to people, and to help people,
I do.
whatever it is that they need. And as you say, we have to learn how to help ourselves.
Yeah.
So you're a weight loss mentor, but you
Yeah.
also work with people on mindset while they're on this journey. What is it you receive from it all? What's the feeling you
Oh, Evelyn,
receive?
I can't put this into words how I feel. My heart sometimes feels like it's ready to burst when somebody says to me, "Thank you for giving me my life back." I think,
Oh,
oh my Lord, you know, that that is an unreal kind of feeling for me, because to know that I have assisted somebody in their journey and helped them along from where they were to where they are
mm,
now. And when I get them to enjoy every day as it's coming to them, I think this is a fabulous feeling. I can't really explain it to you, Evelyn. I have difficulty putting it into words how that feels, but it is a
mm.
wonderful feeling to know that you've, assisted somebody. Like one girl I know was afraid to go out the door for a walk because people would look at her. And now you have her going out for that walk. It doesn't have to be miles. You don't have to be going out in your lycra leggings. You can just go for a walk along your own road, and to find those wee things and help somebody else, it just makes my day all the more worthwhile.
And you mentioned something there, and I said I'm going to mention it now before it goes out of my head.
Uh-huh.
How that feels, that feeling you receive, does that fill you more than any food ever done?
Oh, Evelyn, without a doubt, there's nothing to compare with it in this world. Even I haven't met that person. I nearly want to take and hug them because they've realized that they're worth it.
Yeah.
And when you get that in your head, when you realize that, you know what, it's time I was thinking about me here, and putting yourself back in your own priority list rather than putting yourself to the bottom of that list.
Yeah. And Denise, I always say it's when we've come through our own journey, when you've had to experience the experiences and you've
Mm-hmm.
grew in confidence, and someone assisted you or helped you, and you're still on journeys as we all are,
Yes.
to be able to give that back, that
Oh,
I feel
it's
that's purpose. Isn't that a purpose filled, fulfilled life, to be able to assist people and hear those words, you give me my life back?
it's just magic is the only way I can describe it. It is
Mm.
magic. Feel good factor.
And the importance, the ladies and the gentlemen that you work with then, Denise, I mean, you're amazing. You're in contact with people every day with your mentorship. You keep
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
tap, and you have time to have conversations with people. And I feel people that are what they mean to you, that they matter. You're not just
Oh,
another
of
person.
course they
You
do. Yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
I want to help you the best that I can. And I will, but you have to help yourself too. And look, there must be people that contact you as well and say, I've slipped back, I've gone
Yeah.
back,
Oh,
I can't do this.
yeah. I've been there, done that myself too. But you slip back. But it's one of those things. It's not a sun to fall, but it's a sun to lie there. So you get yourself gathered and pick yourself up and start again. And like I always say, small changes every day can make a huge step to your journey. Um,
Mm,
for a start, upping your water on a daily basis. Just
mm-hmm,
drinking that extra glass of water at every meal.
mm-hmm,
And wee simple changes, it doesn't have to be a strict regime, but
mm-hmm.
it just simple changes make all the difference.
I know myself, if I tell myself you're going on a diet, you're going to stop eating them, I'll actually go twice as hard to defy myself.
That's
So
quite right. Yes.
I'm
It's
like,
one of those
no, you're not going to
things,
tell me everything.
we have
So
to get rid
I
of this guilt feeling of eating anything. Okay, so we have to get that out of our heads, because as you say, you dig the heels in and you go further in the opposite direction, and you think to
mm-hmm,
pot with that.
mm-hmm. And those are the words probably that we see a diet as denying ourselves. We
Mm-hmm.
deny ourselves. And I feel anyway that we shouldn't really deny ourselves of anything, but if we have a balance, that we can
Yeah,
still
that's right.
enjoy and some have mindful eating. Some what we tend to do, I don't know whether it's a knock on from the famine that once was centuries ago, that we horse everything into us. We do not take our time.
Or that you were reared in a big family, and if you didn't eat quickly, there was going to be nothing left for you.
Yeah, I
Um,
wonder, is that the mindset that we've all been
you
left with?
you could be right there.
Denise, connecting with people and connecting people to their passion, to their purpose.
Mm-hmm.
How important is that when people are on this journey to feel good? You're the feel good mentor and you assist people in feeling good.
Mm-hmm.
How important, because we all have our connection of friends. And so, say, for example, some ladies on her journey to, I do want to lose weight, I do want to
Mm-hmm.
feel better about myself, but I meet up with my friends of a Monday or of a Friday, we go out and have these big meals.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have to change our circles? Do we have to change our actions in order to make the change inevitable?
No, you don't have to change your circles, but quite often you'll find your friends will say, if you tell them you're on a diet, they'll say, "Oh, sure, have a wee bun, it'll not do you any harm." And I remember one lady at one stage, um, she was having a meal out and she didn't want the mayonnaise on her plate when it came. Or she didn't want the mayonnaise all over her plate. That was it, or whatever the dressing was. And she said, "Can you just leave that on the side, please?
Mhm.
Because I'm allergic to that. It makes me fat." I've never forgotten that one. But when you realize you're worth it yourself, you'll
Yeah.
not worry what anybody else is trying to tell you. And you can
Mhm.
still go out and be sociable and have your meal and enjoy the company, because this is real life and life has to be enjoyed.
Surely. And as you say, it's on the journey, not the
Yeah,
destination, to
yeah.
start loving myself, to start changing the thoughts that I have about myself, the beliefs that I have about myself, to put myself to the top of the priority list instead of
Mm-hmm.
being the martyr and saying, I've no time for myself. I have to take care of this. I have to do this. I have to do that. But to start, I have to look about myself here.
Yeah, that's true. And another great tip is preparation. And I know we all hear that from lots of different angles, but if you have foods in your fridge that are prepared and ready to eat, you won't go and eat rubbish just the same. If you have had prior thinking and you've say chicken in a box or different meats, whatever, eggs, hard boiled eggs in the fridge,
Mm-hmm.
you'll do less damage eating something like that than you will going to the biscuit cupboard.
Mm-hmm. And Denise, when we're just on about the foods there, and I know you prep your food, you have that all because you make time. You make
Yes.
time to do
Mm-hmm.
that and organize yourself, which is a new train of thought and a new action, perhaps, and change that people have to bring into their lifestyle.
We eat everyday foods, we eat normal foods, and you have to keep that interesting. Otherwise, there's no point in giving somebody a lettuce leaf to eat and saying that's your lunch. You have to keep the food interesting, and you have to keep it that it's pleasing to the eye as well as to the stomach.
Denise, so you're the feel good mentor, Denise Mackenzie. You're assisting people on their journey of weight loss, and not even so much and the weight loss, but alongside that is people's mindset that they
Yeah,
feel good, that they have that. I got my life back. I
yeah.
have someone there that walks the journey with me and assists me all through this. How can people contact you?
They can contact me through Facebook, through Instagram. I'm Denise Mackenzie, with an Mackenzie, or they can visit my website, which is denisemackenzie.com.
DeniseMackenzie.com, the
Uh-huh.
Feel Good Mentor. Well, thank you for allowing me to chat with you today. And I hope that this podcast will leave whoever needs to hear it today feeling good, knowing this is all possible. You
Yeah.
can be happy where you're at
Yeah.
what weight you're at,
Yeah.
but it's the mindset and the weight. And this is what you assist people. And you do walk with them. I have to say, you do walk with people on their journey to
Yeah.
assist them and getting them to wherever it is that they desire, whatever their end goal is.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the best feeling
Denise,
ever, Evelyn.
yeah, I want to say thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, Evelyn. Pleasure.